Hello, welcome back to the If You Can How-To series where we showing our users how to use the system. This is more of an executive overview, a couple minutes of displaying pretty much most of the features in the system. So as you can see here, this is my devices box. It shows all the devices in the system. Behind this, there's some more detail about this particular device. This is the default device. Uh, This guy up here running our Catch Me app is not the default device, but I can make it the default device. I can also upgrade because it's not the highest level subscription. This shows how often when the last time it checked in was, and that is to alert our users to the health of the app and the device. This gives some hardware stats over here. This is showing the battery. It's charging. And it's fully charged. This is clearly connected to some type of charging apparatus, either an external portable charging device or actually an outlet on a wall. This shows it's connected to Wi-Fi right now. Shows how we're tracking it and whether GPS on the device is enabled or not. Up here, this shows I'm an insider, which means I have certain privileges on. I'm not an admin guy, but I have certain privileges on the system that a typical user doesn't have, meaning I can police certain types of content, any of our public data, as well as I can issue enhancement requests, things I want to see differently in the system. Here I can search the active device for content. Let's say I just want to search United. Search for so there's an app. I'm running the United Airlines app. I've been engaged in some web activity for United. Let's get back to dashboard. This is our notification widget. This updates the user with all of the current activities on the system. You can see that 15 minutes ago, it's right now 2:32 at 2:17 p.m. A photo was taken on the device. Before that, another photo was taken on the device. And prior to that, the device was shut down. So I was actually testing some things and showing some details in a video. And that's why that's there. These bubbles show summary data. I have 2,193 contacts, 43 messages, 133 calls, all pretty obvious stuff. Let me get over to this guy. This is another app of ours, Protect Me. Essentially, Protect Me Stealth Backup Manager, which is running on this device that's been marked as unresponsive. Stealth Backup Manager, Protect Me, and Catch Me are all basically the same devices with different use cases, different scenarios. This is our dashboard. This is where the user comes to see a snapshot of the device. Sees hardware stats, when it last checked in, see some summary content quantities, the current location. There's a command dashboard here for you to be able to play sound and find your device, in the house if you just misplaced it with the ringer off. You can record surroundings. You can take a screen capture, like a snapshot, which is just a photo of the active screen. You can also take a screen video and maybe enable some sound. Right now my screen is active, meaning that there's actually something to see on the screen. So the command can be successfully processed by the app. You can see here that there's 4, 5, 6. It's almost done. I have a game showing on my phone right now. Now that will upload in just a couple seconds. Hibernate will actually shut the app down effectively. Excuse me. It basically just turns off all the monitoring, and it'll just sit there and wait for you to wake it. If I click this, that will turn into a wake, and I'll display that later. Here I can remotely unlock it and lock it. Let's say I'm using my fingerprint for the security on the device, and that thing goes bad for whatever reason. I can just unlock it automatically with this just by clicking unlock. If it's already locked, or if after you've unlocked it, you can type in a new password and then lock it. I can also remote wipe it if you've lost it, or you just want to recycle the device, give it to another person, and you want to get rid of all the data, just zap it right here. And this shows recent location histories. If you want to see more about location history, you can come over here and look at our heat map. Probably got to expand out a bit. This shows where my device has traveled in the last 24 hours or so. And you can see here there's some red. It shows I was slowing down here. That happens to be an intersection. I spent a lot of time walking around a mall here. So that's our heat map. Getting back to dashboard. Again, this is showing all of our devices, all of my devices that I'm managing in this single account. It shows that I have 80 gigabytes of storage allotment, and I'm using a very small amount of that with all of the data that I've uploaded. This guy has only 30 gigabytes of storage because he's running a premium. We have another video on what this unresponsive notion is, so you can go have a look at that. But I just wanted to show you that this app is a subscription, a standard subscription. So keep an eye on this to see how much media or how much storage you have available. So that's our dashboard snapshot view of everything going on. You can come in here and add notes to specific locations. So we've done heat map, contacts. These are all the contacts that were uploaded from the device. All the text messages that have been uploaded on the device. Calls with name and contact matching, so it shows the name and the phone number as well as the duration, whether it was incoming or outgoing. Called to arrange meeting. You can save notes for each item of content. Calendar. This is the calendar on the device. You can look at it in tabular format or actually in a calendar view. Multimedia. This is obviously a place where we upload all of the multimedia. So you're taking lots of photos. They upload here. Here's the screen capture that I just took a moment ago, and there's really no EXIF data related to this photo, so that's why this is all just blank. But if I took a picture of my children yesterday at the mall, we see more data about this photo. I can send it out to Facebook. I can see where it was taken. See a satellite image of that area, and there it is. There's the photo right there. Let's close that. So you can also check for new media, new images on the phone. I can also upload every photo that is on the phone. Now everybody's different here. You could have 3,000 photos, and imagine what that would do to your data package if you just randomly upload 3,000 photos and, let's say, keep the high quality of those images. So users need to do this carefully, and when ideally when the device is connected to Wi-Fi. Videos, same thing. You can do the same thing here. You can upload all the videos from the device. Videos can mean gigabytes and gigabytes of storage, so this should be used with caution. You can look at only screen capture videos. So this is a remote screen capture I took of the device. These guys are the remote screen captures I took of the devices. You can play it. So here it comes. You can also download it. It just downloads to your default download directory. If you're having trouble here, you can see, here's the video. It's downloaded now. If you're having trouble, you can come in and report a problem. This is context sensitive, so it's multimedia. It might be related to your device, or it might not be. If you are an insider, you can request an enhancement. You don't like the way something's working, or you have ideas that you've seen in others, similar types of solutions. Let's go back to videos. So those videos, audio files. These are remote recordings of the surroundings, or they could be voicemail files that are downloaded on the device that we automatically just pick all of those things up and bring them up to your account. And we have just random names here. You can come in and rename this good name of audio file. Again, you can make a note here. Whoops, I didn't mean to play it. This was a voicemail from a creep. Maybe someone left a voicemail who shouldn't be calling your children. You can back that up, and you could go see these notes. Everything in all the content in the system is notable. You can go make notes add notes to every piece of content. Like this guy, there's notes for locations, notes for contacts, notes for messages, notes for phone calls. You get the recorded calls. This app will record every single phone call, depending on your settings. I have it to record all calls, incoming and outgoing. You can specify just incoming or outgoing or both, and you can get pretty detailed here in terms of what types of phone calls you want to have recorded. Again, you can report a problem if you're seeing something happening here that you don't like. Ignored media. This is where we put everything that doesn't fit into the upload constraints. We don't actually upload media here. We just give you the details about it, whether it was a photo or a video or a sound file, to let you know what's going on. Schedule recordings. You can actually schedule, I mentioned earlier that we have both screen captures and record surroundings. You can say, hey, I want to hear what's going on at the play date. So take let's say take 1 minute snippets every hour. Okay, you can just, I need to put a name in here, play date, right? And it'll start at whatever time and date you say. So then let's go on. We have alerts. Our alerts are meant to let you know whenever there's specific activity happening on the device. These are geo alerts, so if you want to be alerted when a monitor device leaves a specific area, just come in here, put a circle around that area. I'll show you what that looks like. Let's say you have a home at 1407 Hemingway Lane, mom's house. 117 Main Street. Let's say your mom lives in Vancouver, Canada, right there. You want to be alerted. You want to be alerted via email, as well as the If You Can manager. And if the device, if the GPS is turned off on a device, maybe you want to disable this because you could be getting a bunch of false alerts. We're going to keep this as a private alert, and since my children like to wander around the neighborhood, let's spread that out a little bit. Actually, let's do it in meters. 50 meters, if we can go out to 100 or so meters. And let's say I want to monitor all my kids, so let me mark all the devices. Maybe add a secondary email. Grandma. Okay, now I have a fence set up. I have a fence set up at Grandma's house in Vancouver. Let's say I want to add another fence. We'll add another fence called school. Washington Elementary School in San Diego. Let's say this is my children's school. I want to be alerted again when they're leaving. You can this is always active. It defaults to always active. You could specify certain dates and times, but I'm just leave it as always active. I'm going to make this public because other people may want to use this. And since the school grounds are maybe larger than what we defaulted to, let's just use that. This is a fence for Washington Elementary School. Done. Again, maybe put this on other devices and save it. Now, when someone else wants to set up a fence for that, and they go to that area, they'll be alerted that there's another fence there already. Okay. So along with fences, we have barriers. Barriers are places that you don't want your children to go. Let's say we have a bad area here. Let me get rid of this guy. Let's say this is a bad area for whatever reason. You want to be alerted whenever the device enters this area. Let's see, I don't remember if this is a public or a private one. Okay, this is a public one, and I've specified that the danger level. Let's say maybe there was someone who was seriously injured here. I'm going to crank that up to a 9. It's a 9, and there's a lot of crime all around the area. So I'm really going to widen it and make it let everybody know it's a very dangerous area. A killing was reported here on 5/16/2016. Done. Okay. So that's a barrier that I'm using, but I also want other people to know that it's a dangerous area. So those are barriers. We have destinations. Destinations are just like barriers, but they're positive. They're positive areas. I use fences and barriers at my home. That way, when my children get home from school, I get alerted. And when they leave home outside of this boundary, I get alerted as well. Okay? We track here when they were created, when they're edited, when it's operational. So those are fences, barriers, and destinations. We have time violations too. These are activity-based, like sending and receiving text messages, calls, taking photos, taking videos, and making and receiving audio files. You can set up these alerts and how you want to be alerted. We have device specific alerts as well. When the SIM card is changed, when the battery level drops below some percentage, maybe you want to be alerted when the device shuts down due to battery, or when the device has been shut down actively by the user, or when the device is not contacting the system, and we don't know what that is. We just know it's gone beyond our tolerance level of 15 minutes. It hasn't checked in. As you can see up here, these apps are checking in very frequently. So if we have 15 minutes of not checking in, something's wrong, and it's time for a parent to take action. Here's a secondary email I added, just called myfather@gmail.com. Let's say I'm going to get rid of that and update this thing. We have apps. This is an inventory of all the apps on the system, apps that came pre-installed with all the details, all the permissions. So this is the actual Android system. Obviously, it has every permission as an operating system. And here are the apps that were installed by the user. And this is an app that was previously installed but uninstalled later. So we track that as well. Now we get into the real power of the system. I mean, obviously, just account credentials. These are you can change your password, your email address, and the standard information. You can also specify what time zone you want to see content in. You might be monitoring phones from 15 different time zones, and you want to see it in your time zone. You can also specify down here the device time zone. So whenever you look at any device data, it's the time specific to that device. You can also change how many data elements you want to see on one page. I'm going to dial this back to 40. So subscriptions. These are all the subscriptions on the various apps you have. I have an inventory of a few available subscriptions. I can extend the subscriptions. Oh, I don't even have any. Let's see here. Yeah, I can upgrade. So I have a device running a standard. I can upgrade that to this is a premium. I don't have any devices with the free subscription, so there's nothing that this subscription could be. I wouldn't want to downgrade anything. So this is waiting for a device running Protect Me and our free subscription. This is showing you where all the other subscriptions are running. We have a standard on this device, a Protect Me Premium on this device, a Protect Me Standard on that device, and you can change. You can migrate subscriptions to devices. That's an unusual situation, but you may put a standard on yours and a premium on your child's, and you want to swap that. So we allow that mixing and matching to happen. This is an inventory of all the devices. You can come in here and delete a device. You can change the password on the device. And if you delete a device, we want you to be absolutely sure, because all the data that's been uploaded is going to be removed. Here's the real power of our system. You can I'm going to change this to immediate. That way, if I get a text message on that phone, it's instantly in my account. You can turn certain things off. Let's say you don't want to see the call history or the browsing history. Most people want to see the call history, but not the browsing history, possibly. You might not want videos to upload because they are too time consuming and large, and you don't want to kill the battery. But if need be, you can still, upload. Let's say you go ahead and leave videos on, and you're willing to allow a 5 megabyte video file to upload on the cell network, but let's say you want up to 1 gigabyte to be uploaded on this one. Yeah. So I'm going to turn that back on because I don't want to change my settings. Leave that to 1 gigabyte. Maybe also you want to ensure the battery doesn't die, so you click this button, click this checkbox right here, which ensures that large media files, these guys right here, these above 50 megabyte, up to 1 gigabyte, that they only upload while charging. That will help you preserve the battery. And remember, we're tracking whether something's charging or not. This guy up here is showing you that it is still charging. So, people move around quite a bit these days. So if your child is possibly going to be going overseas, you don't want him to come back with a $6,000 data roaming bill. So you can say, yeah, go ahead and continue to upload media files while son is traveling, but only when connected to Wi-Fi. Okay, so make sure that you have all of these settings tuned to what is best for your situation. If you want to, again, dial back data upload usage, you can say, either reduce all images by 50% or make them really small and reduce them by 90%. Or keep the original size. If you keep the original size, you might be uploading 12, 15, 16 megabyte photos, depending on the camera quality on the device. You can turn location tracking off or leave it on. Our default is to balance battery and accuracy, but I come in here and dial it up. I want to have very accurate locations, and I want to weed out things that the system thinks is not an accurate location point. So I'm going to go ahead and save this because you can see here, we've sent a message out to the app. That app right now on that device, regardless of where it is in the world, is now tracking a little differently. This is changed to immediate. and this has been upgraded to 1 gigabyte, and I changed this thing. And all of that is visible here. See, I just changed that from 10 minutes to immediate. I changed the 300 meters down to 100 meters. And I also did the storage upload. Call storage switch. No, I just did these two things right now. So let's go back and notification settings. I can turn off all my notifications. I can do one by one. I can add third-party notifications. So if you want to add a spouse, a grandparent, or some type of guardian to receive alerts that your children are moving in and out of these various locations or are engaging in certain types of activity, just add them here. I'll show you. My mom, mother at gmail.com. Let's add this person. This email doesn't exist, obviously. But when I come back in here and I go to alerts and create a fence, and I want to change certain things, I'm going to add a secondary email. See, my mom now shows up. I can add my mom there. If you have an email that's not in that list, you can just add it manually here. So I just swapped out my mom and grandmother. So let me go back and get rid of that because that's just for fun. All right, so we've been through fences, barriers, destinations, time violations. I'm going to enable all these guys. Leave them at their default. You might have noticed that we were talking about If You Can Manager here. We have a free native app that processes all of these notifications. They come in looking like text messages on the device because you might be not checking email that often, or you might not have email configured on your smartphone, but you'll at least get these devices. You'll get these device notifications. So we have a frequently asked questions section. We also have this issue management system. You can see that we have defects, enhancements, as well as questions rated by priority. And these, our staff will be processing these as time goes on. Command history, this basically shows the life cycle of the commands that have been sent to the device. You can see I sent the screen capture earlier. Let's go see if that the screen capture is there, because I believe I actually displayed it earlier. Oh no, I'm in the wrong device. But here is a screen capture here that I sent the other day. Let's go to this device. Here's a screen capture. As you mentioned, as you realize, I showed this earlier. So anyway, that's an overview of the system. You can see this one right here is discharging. It's a 93% battery. And that's it. We hope that is a good enough overview to let you see the power of our system. You can see here we have the unresponsive device. We have a whole video on this, but we want you to always have a visibility into the status of your devices just by looking here. Okay, thank you.